Hi guys, Miss Lisa. Remember last week we talked about grooming our horses. So I've already given Luca a nice brushing and got her nice and clean, but our next step would be putting the saddle on our horse. So we always put a pad or a saddle blanket on our horse for two reasons. One, to keep them nice and comfy, and the other reason to kind of keep the dirt and the sweat off of our saddle. So we put the blanket on, or the saddle pad, lay it nice and smooth on the horse. We're going to lift up our saddle. We'll get everything out of the way here, and we're going to kind of put our saddle up here very gently. I make sure all of the things are laid over and smooth, and lay our saddle right up here on the horse. If you can see, it's not too far up the neck and not too far off the back. So we're going to get it nice and centered here. And our next step is, we don't want our saddle to slip off, so we have to use the girth. And I'm reaching under here. I'm real careful. Then my horse knows where I am, and I get the girth. It's kind of like a belt to hold that saddle on. And here with an English saddle, we have little buckles, kind of like belt buckles. And we put it through and we pull it up. And there's two of these. These are called billets. And we pull this up until it's nice and tight so our saddle doesn't slip and fall when we get off. I'm also going to talk to you about the two different types of saddles that you might use in riding lessons. This is more of an English style saddle. You can see it doesn't have a horn or anything in the front, and it has smooth sides, it has thin stirrups, and normally metal stirrups that you put your feet in. All right, and we're gonna sneak over here. Ren is waiting for us to show us a Western saddle. Here, the Western saddle, it looks pretty different than the English saddle. We've got a higher back, and it's wider in the back. We've got this front, which is called a pommel, that kind of sticks up. And we've got this in the front, which is a horn. And a lot of us like to hold on to it, but that's not what it's meant for. The cowboys use it to hang their ropes or their jackets or things they need when they're out getting the cows. So this isn't really a handlebar or a hold-on spot. That's what the cowboys used to use. The other difference in our saddle, remember how the English had the thin stirrups that came down? These are called Western fenders. They're fatter and wider. And then we have our stirrup here, which looks a little different. It's normally wooden or metal and covered with leather, as you can see here. All right, and here's the girth here for Ren, very similar to the English. And the other thing I wanted to show you, Mr. Ren's taking a nap here, is our bridle. Ren's already got his bridle on. The baby's here visiting us. So we have the bridle on here. And this is what we use to control our horse when we're riding. Let's see if Ren will lift up. So you can see it goes over the head, pretty much like a halter, but it also has this bit in the mouth. And this just helps us control which way we're going. It lays here on the side. There's no teeth there on the side where he puts the bit, and it doesn't hurt them at all as long as we're nice. All right? And of course, you guys know about the reins that Miss Lisa's putting on backwards here. We need our reins hooked. I'll hook this side on. And our reins would go over the head. And just like you guys used to do in riding, you would hold those reins up here so you can turn the head this way or turn the head this way. All right, guys, so now you've learned how to brush your horse, and you've learned about different saddles and how to tack them up. Next time, we're going to review how to get on, how to mount up on your horse. See you next week. Bye, guys.